What's new this month at Rogers Railroad Junction? Genesis is paying tribute to General Motors with another addition to their line of EMD general-purpose locomotives, generally speaking. The General Purpose Series, or Jeeps, were a family of 4-axle road switchers, powerful enough to pull mainline freight duty, yet nimble enough to tiptoe along the tight curves and light track work of many industrial sidings. And starting in 1980, the family was expanded to include the GP50, featuring an updated 645 series engine block with 3,600 available horsepower. Built by Athearn to feature typical Genesis level quality, treaded walkways, Celcon handrails, prototypical topside and end detail, a detailed cab, and working ditch lights are all standard, as is a Soundtrax brand digital control system with tsunami sound effects. Some units even feature faded paint and patched reporting marks. How's that for prototypical appearance? Moving on from the Jeep 50s, Genesis also has U50s on offer this month. A result of the bigger is better philosophy that gripped the motive power departments of many railroads between the early 40s and mid-70s, the U50 was General Electric's answer to EMD's DD35 and DD40AX double diesels, although the EMD products wound up experiencing somewhat greater success in the end. Featuring a pair of 2,500 horsepower diesels driving a unique Quad B wheel arrangement, the U50 met with varying levels of success. For the Southern Pacific, whose units featured unique low-mounted headlights and nose doors, the response was decidedly lackluster, and no further orders beyond the original 3-unit delivery were made. But the Union Pacific was far more bullish in their assessment, and quickly signed up to purchase an additional 20 machines. Typically true to prototype, cab detail, flashing rooftop beacons, freestanding grab irons, and see-through blower compartments are all key details, as are differences in horn style, with UP units carrying single-chime Blatt horns, and SP units equipped with Nathan M5 chime sets. All in all, a fitting tribute to an era when the horsepower race was raging, and bigger was most definitely better. And then there's Intermountain, who's out this month with F3 diesels. Built with EMD's new D12 generator set, the F3 was a substantial upgrade from earlier F2 and FT models when it was introduced in the summer of 1945. Impressed by what they saw as a major improvement in reliability, railroads ultimately purchased over 1,800 of these units in both standard and cabless booster configurations. Built with freestanding grab irons, see-through chicken wire vents over the dynamic brake intakes, speedometer cables, a detailed cab, and either raised or flush roof fans depending on the specific phase of the prototype. Oh, and they're also available either with or without full digital sound, so there's that too. Backtracking a bit now, we have more Jeeps on our shelves. GP40-2s to be precise, coming to us via Atlas, and featuring details such as LED-based directional lighting, movable drop steps, full end detail, and prototypically correct antennas and headlight placement. Additionally, there's a 5-pole skew-wound motor with dual flywheels and back EMF control for smooth running at slow speeds, and an optional fully digital control system with realistic sound effects. Introduced in 1972 as an updated version of the original GP40, the Dash 2 variant coupled an improved electrical system with EMD's time-tested 16-645E3 prime mover. Railroads were quick to recognize the benefit of such improvements, and well over 1,100 units would be built by the time production wrapped up in 1986. Moving down the aisle to our rolling stock department, Athearn Roundhouse has a trio of offerings this month. First up, we have 40-foot high cube boxcars. Developed for the shipping of automotive parts back in the early 1960s, high cubic capacity boxcars, or high cubes, are some of the more commonly found freight cars today. Often distinguishable by the white clearance band on their ends, they can be found carrying many forms of oversized or awkwardly shaped cargo, ranging from refrigerators to car fenders. This is followed by 40-foot steel gondolas. With riveted construction, dreadnought ends, and plain-bearing trucks, these cars are typical of the rolling stock used in heavy industrial service throughout the first half of the 20th century. Then there's three-dome tank cars. Stalwarts of the oil industry during the Great Depression and into the post-war era, such compartmentalized cars were popular for running small shipments of oil to local distributorships. In this way, refineries wouldn't need to press an entire car into service merely to deliver a few hundred gallons of product to a small-town distributor who would never need more than that. All members of the Roundhouse family feature machined metal wheels, McHenry knuckle couplers, a highly detailed injection molded body, and come fully assembled and ready to run right out of the box. And then there's Walthers, who's featuring single-unit well cars this month. With die-cast bodies to help keep them down on the rails where they belong, these modern movers of manufactured goods feature many key details, such as wire mesh catwalks, realistic stenciling, full brake rigging, machined metal wheels, and Protomax brand metal knuckle couplers. Overall, an eye-popping addition to any modern layout. Containers are available from either Walthers or Atlas and are sold separately. Moving on to more stationary matters, no pun intended, we have a sizable selection of custom-built structures. Built by local modeling master Clive Wilshire, these one-of-a-kind buildings are built from laser-cut wood components and feature dozens upon dozens of minute, hand-built details. One can literally lose themselves for hours in the tiny world that Clive has created with these miniatures. Available only in limited quantity and not eligible for shipping. Sorry, but these things are just too delicate to package safely, so in-store pickup only, please. And finally, have you ever wondered how to make a mountain? FYI, the secret is to start by kit-bashing 3 molehills together. And Rogers can help you learn how through our newly expanded classroom program. Offering both one-time classes and multi-day instructional courses, you can learn the ins and outs of everything from structure building to weathering your rolling stock to landscaping and beyond. With Rogers' personalized instruction and hands-on experience, it won't be long before you're turning this into this. All it takes is time and a little imagination. And a whole lot of sculpt-a-mold, apparently. But fortunately, we've got plenty of that, along with a great many other things, here at Central California's most complete railroad hobbyist store. So drop on by and see what else is new here at Rogers Railroad Junction today.